So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is going to be going over and recapping EW's latest livestream in which Jaxiebeard took us out to go and have a look at the brand new New England Mountains map. We also got to see some other really interesting stuff in stream and some more interesting information, so that's what this video is going to be covering. Now just starting off by taking a look again at the weapon customization, and we were being shown how it is not only the guns that you can customize with these new paints and skins, it is all weapons, whether it be handguns, bows or rifles. So that was very exciting to see, and I was actually really happy to see that you can customize bows that way. Definitely going to make me want to use a bow a lot more. So that was really cool, and while Jaxiebeard shows off some more of the customization options in the background, I want to cover two very important pieces of information before we go any further into the video. The first is that there are no greater kudu coming to the game. Now this was a mistake that was made last week, and I know it has been a huge talking point since then, but unfortunately it was just a mistake, and greater kudu are not coming with this update. It is in fact going to be Eurasian widgeon that are added to Vurhonga Savannah, so no greater kudu unfortunately with this update. The other really big topic of discussion that I have seen regarding animals being backfilled onto other maps is SRP and Blacktail. Now, it was announced last week that Blacktail were going to be added to SRP as part of the various backfilling going on with basically every map except Revontuli Coast, but that has now changed. There are no Blacktail now coming to SRP, as it was basically taken into consideration and decided that it really just was too unrealistic, and I know that that's a change that's going to make a lot of people happy, because there was a lot of people who were not happy to see that they were going to add Blacktail to SRP just because of the realism factor, and so they have decided that they will not be adding them to SRP. We weren't given any information as to what animal may be added to SRP in their stead, so that's going to be interesting, and hopefully we will hear about that soon. So those were the basically two really big things I wanted to get out of the way at the very start of this video, because I have seen so much talk about that since last week, and I have been waiting to address that pretty much ever since the last live stream last week on Thursday. So no greater kudu coming, and no Blacktail on Silver Ridge Peaks. Now pretty much everything else seemed to be the same, with what is going to be backfilled onto the other maps. Peccary on Parque Fernando, for example, mallards on Te Awara, that also still seems to be the same. It just seems to be those two that were a little bit muddled up and a bit confused last week. So that is that all said and done. Now, the live stream was really interesting, and something else that got mentioned, and I had seen it being discussed, but I hadn't actually heard anything on it officially until today, is that also with this update, the feature of marking a spot with your binoculars has been added. If you're familiar with the game The Hunter Classic, you'll know that you can use your binoculars to spot a point, and then you can place a marker whilst using your binoculars so that then you can make your way to that point. Well, that feature is now coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild. That is a really good thing to see. That is going to be so incredibly helpful for when you shoot an animal, you can see exactly where it goes down. Now you'll just be able to place a marker straight onto where you see that animal laying, and then be able to go and recover it like that. So that is a really neat feature to hear is actually coming to the game. That was announced at the very end of the stream, and I actually think that's a really quite a big deal. That's something that is very much needed as a quality of life feature in my opinion, so very glad that we are finally getting that. Now, last video I mentioned that Whitetail were getting a model rework, and I included a couple of images that we kind of got little sneak peeks of the rework in. But today, Jaxiebeard on stream actually shot a whitetail deer, and we got to take a really cool close-up look at the beautiful remodel for the whitetail. They look 110 times nicer than they did before. So much more realistic, so much more detailed. They are absolutely beautiful. But not only that, when Jaxiebeard picked up this deer, you may notice the harvest screen. It's completely different. No longer is the background transparent. We have the name of the map in the top left there. It just looks so much cleaner, so much better. No more are we going to have to look up at the sky or try and find a background to give us a nice solid colour. That is a real improvement, and I was very impressed to actually see this. And it goes a long way to show off the absolutely beautiful new model for the whitetail. I mean, that just looks so much nicer. I actually can't believe how good they look now we get a close-up look at them. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the fox remodel today. Hopefully we will get to see that as the streams go on for this new map. I really would like to see the new foxes, but here we go. This is the probably best feature of the new harvest screen. Look at that. You can zoom in, zoom out, move the animal around, and get that perfect picture of your trophy animal. This, as a content creator, is such a huge improvement. This is going to make getting thumbnail pictures so much easier, but also for animals that have really big antlers or really big horns, where you could never get the full rack into the harvest screen just because of the size of it. Now you will be able to get that perfect trophy picture of your harvest using that mode, so you'll be able to get all of the antlers or all of the horns into that picture. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. A really huge, just quality of life change. That is a big deal. That is something that has been needed, I think, in the game for a very long time, because you take a look at something like a big rack diamond red deer and you can't fit the antlers in the harvest screen, and that makes it hard if you want to, cut it out, use it for a thumbnail, or if you want to just share a picture that shows off the size and impressiveness of your harvest. So that is really awesome. And here you can see again the new harvest screen with a moose. The moose look again a little bit different to me. They almost look a bit sort of beefier, chunkier. Maybe that's just me, but I saw some comments about it in the stream as well, so maybe there has been a little bit of extra change there. But now this leads quite nicely into talking about what we saw with the moose today on stream. Now, it was mentioned that moose were getting some kind of rework, and basically I think it's less of a model rework, which we've already seen with the last update, and more of a behavioural rework. Now, we knew that they were going to make the moose aggressive, but today on stream we got to see that they have full new animations, even idle animations, new animations when they're shot. They just are completely different, and they are so much more majestic with how they move. It is such a noticeable difference. I think it's fantastic. So here you can see a moose that Jaxie Beard has shot, and you'll notice it pauses there, kind of lifts its head up, and then carries on running away. That's new. They never used to do that before, so that was really awesome to see. Now here you'll see a group of moose that initially are standing idle. You'll see the one scratching its nose with its back hoof. That was really cool to see. Very nice idle animation. And you're going to see Beard actually take one of these moose, and something incredible is about to happen. We were not expecting to see this on stream, and honestly, the next bit of behaviour blows me away. You can see the way these moose turn and the way that they're moving their heads. Very different to what they do right now. Very sort of more calculated, more majestic, as I said. And now we get to see the aggressive animation for a moose. This is ridiculously cool. This is so realistic. I have seen so many clips of aggressive moose on the internet, and that is what they do. They walk with their head down, ears back, and doing that sort of hoof stomp. Oh, it's just so perfect. You bet I'm going to try and get a Great One Moose to go aggressive. That is something I need in my life. I would love to take pictures of a Great One Moose acting like this. I think it would be the coolest thing. But this moose was just unhappy because that Jaxie Beard had shot one from the herd. So they're just going to go aggressive because of things like that. I think that's absolutely awesome. Fantastic job by EW there with that piece of behaviour. Really well done. So that was really awesome to see. There was some very cool things, as mentioned. Seeing the moose actually going aggressive, I didn't expect to see that today, and it is going to be awesome, I think. Like I said, getting diamonds to go aggressive, or a Great One, or anything like that, I think will be so much fun. Talking of the Great One Moose, remember this image that I made a video and talked about whether it was maybe a new diamond rack or a Great One rack? Well, Jaxie Beard mentioned something on stream today that makes me think this is quite possibly actually one of the variations for the Great One Moose. He mentioned something about seeing an image floating around on social media of one of perhaps maybe the less exciting variants for a Great One Moose. So I think this might just be one of those. Now, we have been told there are 5 variants for the Great One Moose. Now, I was thinking fur variants, but of course there are other variants that there could be. It could just be antler variants. I'm hoping that we'll see fur variants too, and maybe a sort of combination of the both. Some having unique racks and some having unique fur types, some having a unique rack and a unique fur type. I hope there will be several different ones to collect, and Jaxie Beard said it's going to definitely be one of these great ones that people want to collect all of them because they all look cool. So yeah, I do think that image now may very well have been of a Great One, which surprises me a lot. But that was the general reaction in the chat was, oh, it must be that image that has been being shared about of that really incredible looking moose. So very interesting. And I thought I'd better mention it in this video because, of course, that is an image that's being widely discussed. And I honestly didn't think they would just show a Great One in an advert like that, but maybe we did actually get a little bit of a teaser. But in terms of information, that was pretty much it for today's live stream. There wasn't a whole lot of really brand new information. A lot of it was recapping info from last week's stream. So I'll link my video to last week's live stream talking about it and recapping it in the description for this video. So if you want to go back and look at any info that I talked about last week, that will be in the description for this video. And I will also link the link to today's live stream by EW in the description as well. So that will all be there if you would like to go and find those videos and VODs. And yeah, very interesting, very, very cool. I am very excited for this update, and I can't wait to go out and try and hunt a Great One Moose and get it to go aggressive. I tried it with the Great One Black Bear, it didn't work out. I'm hopeful that maybe I'll be able to get the moose to do it just based off of that piece of behaviour that we saw in today's stream and just the way that the moose carry themselves now. I'm so ready to see a huge Great One Moose with those elegant, graceful, majestic animations. That's really what they are to me. When I saw those new animation sets, I just thought they've really done a good job of capturing how moose move, those movements that they have. I think it's fantastic. But anyway, before I continue rambling on about how excited I am for this update, that is going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. As mentioned, I will link last week's recap video in the description as well as today's live stream from EW. So if you want to find those will be in the description. I will also link my Discord server in case you're interested in joining that. But for now, that is going to be it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.